Hey, good day. Welcome to another episode of Rob Report on the Go. I'm your host, Robert Bob TV Brown. How you doing today? Hey, before we get started, why don't you hit the like button? Get the algorithm up so people can see this pop up in their boxes. Share the video and hit the subscribe button. Make sure you subscribe. You too have a problem of unsubscribing people without their permission. And hit the notification bell. Now, I realize that on the notification bell, you click it. There's three sections on notification. Well, you got to click the notification to be ready for alert all the time, not just summertime. So click that. And of course, this is brought by you, the listening audience. No contribution coming from no company, no business or anything else. This is totally funded by me and you. And I do want to give you opportunity to donate through my PayPal account at paypal.me/capital Bob TV. All caps, Bob TV NYC. All caps, Bob TV NYC. Any amount will do. Right now we're on, I'm trying to get my desktop computer out the shop. This laptop is slow. It's driving me crazy. That's why I'm on this phone. And this phone is another story. So I'm having some issues. And my main computer is in the shop. It's going to cost about almost the price of a brand new computer. But it's a high-end gaming computer. And I need to get that out the shop. It's about almost $400. And right now, I stepped down from my position with the union. So this is what I'm doing full time. So I'm totally trying my best to try to handle this on my own by doing some odd jobs here and there. So your support will really be appreciated. But let's get right into it. CNBC. Sanders surges, Biden plateaus in the latest NBC Wall Street Journal poll of 2020 Democratic primary voters. Now this is interesting. Wall Street Journal, not a fan of Bernie Sanders. NBC, not a fan of Bernie Sanders. This is a corporate-centric leaning poll. This is the poll that's always had Biden up the top. And believe me, if Sanders were not surging, they wouldn't be putting this up here. They have no choice but to put this up here because even though they're trying their best to suppress the acknowledgement of Sanders being a contender and not just a lead contender, but the front contender, this is saying something because they don't want to report this. They're forced to report it. They really don't like it. So this is by Jacob Premuck, and it says Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden are in a virtual tie nationally at the top of the 2020 Democratic ticket primary field. Now, he had to add that in there. An NBC News Wall Street Journal poll finds. The poll comes just a few days before the start of the primary nominating contestants in Iowa. Elizabeth Warren in the third place. After that mess she did, I'm surprised she's still there. Mike Bloomberg leaped ahead of Pete Buttigieg in the fourth. Yeah, he buying his way into the election. And I had these people come and ask me, would you like to put him we need your signature to get Bloomberg registered. They're going to ask me, am I registered to vote? I said, yep. Are you a registered Democrat? I said, no. And I will never register to be a Democrat. Well, we need to get some people elected. I said, well, who is this poll funded by? Bloomberg. Bloomberg would like to have your signatures because he need to get on the ballot in New York. I told him, well, Bloomberg should have ran at the beginning and stopped waiting to see if Biden can get some juice because him and Biden's friends. Well, Biden is losing the juice. Well, he ain't really had none. It's pee. But so he think, well, I'm gonna have to be the savior of the Democratic Party because it definitely isn't Bernie Sanders because he ain't a Democrat. I'll tell you, I'm gonna be doing a lot of Rob reporting on this laptop that I can't stand. I can't go live with it because it's slow as crap, and that's why I need your guys' help to donate. I say if I can get about, I doubt if I get I don't want to ever doubt. Man, if 100 people give $5, we got 10,000 subscribers. $5, $10, $50, whatever it takes. I appreciate it. But this laptop is driving me crazy, man. But nevertheless, he think he could come here and be the savior of the Democratic Party. Man, You and your money ain't saving jack. Take your money and stick it up your behind. You cannot come in here late. Don't go to no debates. You want to wait to Super Tuesday to finally think about getting in some debates when you should have been in this at the beginning, so we can let you know right up front that you ain't the one you want. He's sitting up here spending money on $1 million Super Bowl ads when there's people out here struggling in New York that he pretty much put them on the street with this housing lottery system instead of building public housing to help people out. So let me keep going. I'm sorry. I keep getting off course. So there's Bernie Sanders laughing. Look, I got to tell you something, man. This guy ain't going to be easy to beat. They're going to have to cheat him. He wasn't easy to beat first time. They had to cheat this guy out of election because his money is long as all night. His boots on the ground is enough to build a freaking army. Millions of people volunteer to campaign, phone bank, knocking on doors, all that stuff. Blew out anybody in history when it come to the ground game, blowing out anybody in history when it come to the money. So the man machine is long and he built it slow. Now, y'all know y'all probably say, Rob, you're a fanboy, man. Why you digging for the race? Like, let me tell you something, man. I'm going to tell you the truth. And I ain't got no problem with racism. It's out there. You just got to confront it, look at eyeball to eyeball, and deal with it. You know, but as Bernie Sanders, he ain't as racist as Joe Biden. Joe Biden crafted legislation to hurt the black community, yet Bernie Sanders signed on it, but that's besides the point. The point is, you know, I said that's my real pet peeve with Bernie Sanders. You know it. That crime bill, he need to apologize for it and stop making an excuse for it. And he need to come up with something to overturn it and make it better to benefit black people in general. And he need to do whatever he can to close the wealth gap. Even though he got great policies, that's great for all people, but what about black people? There's certain things we need, certain separate things we need, and we're demanding it in order to get your vote. But I've gone over this over and over, so you know my position on this. But I got to tell the truth, the man got a machine. It's going to be hard to stop. So I don't care who you are, what kind of mission you got. If you think you're going to stop this man from winning the primaries, you got a fight on your hand. You got to fight. You got the no movement people, no vote movement people. I'm part of that no vote because I use my vote as a weapon, a bargaining chip, a negotiation tool. But until we can get more people on board this thing, and we don't have that much time, we can't really send a strong enough message as we can. And right now, we got to step that game up because this man, machine, multicultural machine. And that's problematic to some, and it's a blessing to some. But this machine is big. And the Democratic Party going to do whatever they can to shut this down. And they got this loyalty clause like, which one am I supposed to be loyal to? The Democratic Party or to the American people? Which one is more important? And see, Bernie Sanders is going to have to start calling this mess out and shaming it out and calling these people to assemble together to fight back against the DNC. Well, we're going to talk about all that stuff this weekend on the Rob Report. If I can get my computer out the shop. On this laptop, I'll try, man, but it's hard for me to do live on this laptop. It sucks. You know, that's why in the future I'm going to get that Surface Pro. It said Bernie Sanders jumped in a virtual tie with Joe Biden, yet the title says Sanders surge, Biden plateaus. Actually, Bernie Sanders is leading. The Vermont senator has the support of 27% of the Democratic primary voters. Democratic primary voters, mainly Democrats. And see, just think about it. We ain't talked about his support among independents, which is his strongest base, and the support he have among Republicans. He has some Republican support. Voters, Republican voters. So his strength is bigger than what they're going to tell you here right now because all they focus on the Democratic primary. Open those primaries and you'll see that 27% probably will be close to 50%. He'll be blowing them out. The former vice president follows closely at 26%, down 2% pointage from a month ago. He's dropping like he's a hot potato. Sanders, 1 percentage point edge falls well within the poll, plus or minus 4.7% point margin of error. Senator Elizabeth Warren Trails with 15%. Former New York Mayor Bloomberg was first choice of 9% of correspondents. Leapfrogging former South Bend Mayor Pete Buttigieg, who came in at 7%. Senator Amy Klobuchar, Minnesota, and entrepreneur Andrew Yang garnered 5% and 4% respectively. They ain't gonna put Tulsi up here, but she's polling. Don't let them sleep. They hate her. The survey taken Sunday through Wednesday offers a snapshot of the Democratic presidential race nationally days before Monday first in the nation Iowa caucuses. Sanders has steadily cut into Biden's lead in averages of U.S. polls, which capture overall voter sentiment but not voting preferences in the state that will decide who faces President Donald Trump in November. The Vermont senator has also seen his support rise in recent polls of tight races in Iowa and New Hampshire. He's leading in those areas, the second nominating states. Less than half of the respondents to the NBC Wall Street Journal survey, 45%, say they would definitely vote for their first choice. Another 27% answered and said that they will probably vote for the candidate. An additional 27% said they were just leaning toward their first choice. About a quarter, or 24% of Democratic primary voters pick Warren as their second choice. Oh, God. Y'all picking these liars, I'm telling you. They outliers. You know what an outlier to me mean? A person that's outrageous with their lies. Biden is the second choice of 20% of respondents, followed by Sanders at 15%. Bloomberg has fueled a climb in national polling average by spending $100 million on barrage of ads. So instead of giving this money to the people, investing in their community and addressing the people, especially if he were to go to the black community and invest that money into it after that horrible stop and frisk policy, he probably can get some black support. But he think black's just going to support him because he's anti-Trump. It ain't happening, Captain. You got to be more than anti-Trump. And just because you got money don't mean that we're going to side with you. And you don't even take the time to put the money in the community. You'd rather buy ads. Thinking ads are the way to go. It's a new generation now. In business, you gotta do marketing. You gotta do ads. You gotta get leads in order to do business, to make a transaction. But bruh, there's other ways to get leads. If I told everybody you can come to this church on Elkhart Boulevard, everybody come to the church, I'm giving you $100. Guess what? People going to find out where that church is and going to be a long line for $100. Case in point, the whole policy of Andrew Yang. See, that's marketing. That's advertising. You're offering the people something that's going to benefit them. They're going to extract more value than what they're paying for. And you're not trying to extract value out of the people, Mayor Bloomberg. He did not try to compete in the first four nominating states of Iowa, New Hampshire, Nevada, South Carolina, and that's why he should be disqualified. He think, well, I'm rich and wealthy. I don't have to do all that. You're going to elect me anyway because I'm rich, and I'm the rich billionaire. That's going to take down this other rich billionaire. The bottom line, both of y'all rich, man. We're tired of rich trying to control what the United States do. And nothing wrong with rich. But you got to have a real true purpose of helping people with your riches instead of hurting people. His ad appears to have made an impression. 59% of poll respondents say they remember seeing an ad from Bloomberg on TV or social media. A third say they are recalling seeing an ad for billionaire activist Tom Steyer. And 28% said they remember seeing an ad for Sanders. Sanders don't run that many ads on TV. If you're going to catch an ad for Sanders, it's going to be online. So don't look for a Sanders ad online. My thing is never look for an ad anyway. If it pop up, it's going to pop up based on Google. But Sanders not going to be spending all that money flooding ads, especially not at the Super Bowl. And if he do, I think it's a smart move for him. I think you should always advertise. If you can advertise at the Super Bowl and you got the money to do it, go for it. You know. But Bernie's not going to waste that money because he knows that money could be used for something else. He's frugal. He's cheap. And he spend that much money. But Bloomberg, just outlandish with his wealth. Just crazy with his wealth. So anyway, the bottom line is this. Bernie's surging. Bloomberg ain't got the team. He could pay all these people all this money to try to get him on a docket. He's not even on the ballot in New York. They're trying to rush. He's paying these people all this money to go into the subways and try to get support. And people saying no. I'm laughing. I'm like, see, that's goody for him. That's goody for him. And I asked the guy, what has he done? What policies are he pushing to help you? And he couldn't even tell me. He just in it. I got a job to get these papers filled out. Heck, I mean, look, I just love my job organizing. I mean, it's tempting for me to go to Mayor Bloomberg and organize because I have no method of pay. The only pay that I got coming in is me doing my legal show business, which I'm telling you guys to take a look into because it'll benefit you. You saw the commercial at the beginning. There's a link below. Go get educated and become a member. You know, less than $24 a month. You're going to have access to the justice system 24 hours a day in most cases, and especially with major emergency situation. And then YouTube and Patreon and all that. Those are my only two methods of having income coming in. So I can understand not having a job and be tempted to go and work for Bloomberg and get signatures so I can get a check coming in. But I ain't doing that mess. And I'm shaming people if I see them doing that, especially anybody that's black and Latino, and you going out there getting signatures from Mayor Bloomberg. I'm getting in your face, bro. Get ready. Because that man ain't going to do nothing but stab you in the back. His fake, phony apology on stop and frisk, get out of here. His bourgeoisie mentality concerning the community in general, get out of here. But yeah, man, Bernie Sanders is surging, and he's going to continue to surge. It's going to be hard to take him down. Steady, how they say, steady as the wheel, slow and steady, squeaky oil, whatever. You know, I mean, Bernie is that tortoise. Joe Biden and the rest of them are hares. And the only person going to get in the middle of trying to stop this train is going to be the wealthy elites, Republican and Democrats, because Democrats and Republicans are going to come together if he get the nomination to call out socialism. Ask Warren when she clapped, when Obama said, when Donald Trump said, we're not going to have socialism in America. She stood up and clapped. Now, I don't think nothing wrong with socialism. I don't think nothing wrong with capitalism. I think it should be a mixture of two. It's when you become a greedy vulture capitalist, a serial capitalist, when you're using the capitalist to gain for yourself and not letting people who help you make that money partake in the wealth and fortune. And that is what Bernie Sanders planned on doing with these workforce democracy laws that people need to stop running their mouth on and go look at the workforce democracy laws. There's so many things that Bernie Sanders have in plan to help this country. I just personally think you could do a little more to help the people who helped build this country, because we haven't gotten our just reward. The Jews got their just rewards. Native American got some just rewards. You know, Elizabeth Warren talking about giving just rewards to the LGBTQ community, but none for black people. And we don't want to help build this country. And the reason people are in this country and prospering is because of the template and the platform that we built for them to come here and profit on. So Bernie, I ain't got no problem with Bernie Sanders surging in the polls. His policies are the best policies out of all of them. I can't hate him when he got good policies. I'm not hating the dude. I'm not going to bash him. And I'm not going to talk about like a dog unless he's warranted to be talked about like a dog. My only major issues with Bernie Sanders is this closing the wealth gap, reparations, and apologizing this lame excuse for signing the crime bill, that racist new Jim Crow law bill. And the excuses stop. Clear all that up, man. Tell me what you're going to do for my community. Go out there and listen to them. Advocate for them. And you'll get my vote. Now, you people, you do what you want to do. But I am acknowledging that Bernie Sanders is on fire. It's going to be hard to stop this guy. Only a few things going to happen. The DNC is going to rig it again. They're going to side with the Republicans. It's capitalism versus socialism. And God forbid, I hate saying this. That's why I keep saying this. Get that man some protection. I don't want to see nobody leave this earth no time soon. But when you start coming against the establishment on that level, and they hate you with that kind of hatred. Look, FDR said, I welcome their hatred. I'm quite sure Bernie Sanders saying the same thing. But Bernie Sanders, you got to understand, the hatred goes deep. When you're talking about workforce democracy, people sharing the income of the wealth that comes into a company, people regular workers sitting on the board and all that kind of making decisions that the company can't make the decision on their own. When you're talking about taxing their dollars and taking money away from, the people don't want to hear that. And people talk like that before they no longer hear. Martin Luther King said, look, next time we march, we're coming to get our money. He talked about universal basic income and how to pay for that. John F. Kennedy talked about a lot of stuff, Medicare for all and everything. Look what happened to him. His brother was going to do the same thing. Look what happened to them. I mean, members of the Black Panther Party was out there taking their resources and putting it back into the community and fighting against the corruption in the government. Look what happened to them. So I'm saying, you guys, look, whoever your person is, if they're fighting for the people, I'm on their side for that particular fight. That don't mean I ain't got to like you. I ain't got to agree with you. I mean, if Trump was actually fighting for the people, I don't care how racist he is. I don't give a crap. But if he realized that, look, in order for me to get another election, I'm gonna have to do something for these people, whether I like it or not. I work with you on that, bruh. Because that's how our power should be. That even though you may be a hateful racist, it still don't mean we can't get nothing done. I can work with anybody. And some of y'all work for people y'all know racist, but you still work for them. So get out of here. I'm Robert Brown with the Rob Report. I'll let you later. Peace.